Hey, hello, hello, hello. Good morning from beautiful San Diego. So I have two things I want to talk to you about today. And the two things really come down to the way that you lead your voice, the tone in your voice, and the words that come out of your mouth matter. They matter. The second thing I want to talk to you about is who are you hanging out with? Who are your friends? Who are you hanging out with? Because I will tell you that you will go as far as the people that you spend your time with. And so I'm going to break down both of these pieces, tell you why I'm talking about that today, and really start with the fact that I have what I think is a miracle story right now. As you're currently watching this live, I am actually in Mexico. I pre recorded this before I left, and I'm in Mexico with a group of people that I have always wanted to manifest a quality friendship with the depth of the people that I'm spending time with in Mexico. In other words, have you ever prayed for a miracle or sat and meditated, or maybe you put up vision boards to visualize the friends that you want in your life? I know for a long time all I visualized was the type of money I wanted to make, and then that started to move into the type of money I wanted to give away to other people, and then at times it was all about me and my the legacy that I wanted to leave, which all of that's beautiful. I think there's these different seasons in life where, like, as you cross different benchmarks, this is why it drives me nuts when people make people wrong about whatever benchmark they're at right now. Do you know what I'm saying? Like in my 20s, what was important to me in my 20s was different in my 30s and is different in my 40s. And I'm sure will be different in my 50s, and I'm sure it'll be different in my 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. And so my point is, and then hold on, let me back up for a second. And then whether or not you're single or you're married, I don't have a lot of time in my calendar, because when I'm done my day at 3 o'clock, I want to be a mother. And if there's anything that can make me resentful in my business is going past 4 o'clock in the afternoon and not being with my son or my husband, or not having like daily like marriage meetings with my husband. And so, I stand here today saying, I chose the calendar that I have, right? Like I'm busy because I have a huge ambition to help you. And then, like, I will choose to be with my son and my husband over having more of a bigger social life. And that's just the way it is. And I think a lot of people who have children and husbands or wives can attest to that. Now, when I was single, it was easy to judge the people who were married, because when you're single, arguably you really have you to manage and whatever your goals and aspirations of how you want to lead your life. And then, when you have a whole bunch of friends, or when maybe you live in two cities, or maybe you fought like an illness, or, somebody you love, you're caretaking for. My point is that there is just no right vision for anyone. And so the first thing is that the friends that you spend your time with matter, because your friends either empower you up, and they challenge you up. There's nothing worse than having a bunch of complacent friends, the ones that sit there and complain with you. That is not doing you any good. When you hear yourself complaining, it's a good indication that you're off your calling. Your calling has no space for complaining in it. Can you hear what I'm saying? Because when you're building a calling, you just don't really care what other people are doing. You're not sitting there judging the people you love, or judging your coach or your spouse or your friend or your family. You're just not in that dialogue. You're focused on building out the calling. And so a good indicator, if you're on point with your calling, is to know how much energy is going to complaining or judging other people and what they're doing. It's a great indication you are super off purpose. So, how to get back on purpose? Look for developing out your vision. Spend some time alone. Spend some time alone. Spend some time journaling and really getting clear about what really matters to you at this season of your life. And nobody gets to make that right or wrong. Now, where you're coachable is when you tell somebody, this is my vision, and you might think it's not possible to, like, let's say, have a family and have a business at the same time. You might not think it's possible, but that's where you become coachable. And so it's critically important that the people that you spend your time with are people that really build you up. So as I said, I'm in Mexico right now, and one of my visions was to have people around me that had very, very strong marriages. Like, I'm not talking just like I've been married for a long time and my husband's great, my wife's great. I'm talking, I wanted really strong women who built up their husbands, women who were not irritated by their husbands, men that were not irritated by their wives, men that didn't crack jokes about their wives, but instead, like every time they go to speak about them, they are edifying them. I wanted that group of friends around me. And so I literally not only prayed about it, I wrote about it and I defined it. And then every time I saw somebody who I thought had that relationship, and I wanted people who were successful and bold leaders, not people who just rolled over and said, I'm going to vax because everybody's vaxxed, or I'm not going to vax because all my friends are not going to vax. You know what I mean? Like, somebody say, what's right for me? I wanted boldness around me, because the only way that I feel like we grow, it's just my belief system, is if you have people around you who actually speak their opinion and let you speak yours. Right? Allow you to have a different belief system than your friends, and there's still space for you to be friends and not judge each other or fight, right? So remember this, like, this is just my vision. What's yours, right? What's yours? When was the last time you sat down and said, what's my vision for my friends? Right? Not, I just want good friends or people to spend time with. If you were to build your friends right now, what would the characteristics of the people you want to spend your time with in your life look like? So I wanted faith-based, I wanted boldness, I wanted very, very strong leadership, right? Like, they're not going to be swayed by what I say, and I'm not going to be swayed on what they say, in the essence of, we're going to respect each other and be better, because sometimes our belief systems are different and we learn about things. So we're not ignorant and just hanging out with a group of people that 100% believe the same thing we do. So there's so much power in that. So notice how specific that was. I want faith-based. I want like insane marriages. Insane marriage is around me. And people who are bold and really strong in their leadership. I want success. That's what success is defined for me in friends. And so I went out there, and every time I ran into somebody like that, I was like, I'd like to develop a relationship with that person or those people. It was really couples. And I had a vision of having more couples. Well, sure enough, the people I'm in Mexico with right now, they are powerful. They are bold. There are things that we believe in the same, and there's things that we believe in differently. We are at different levels of leadership in different areas of our life, and we pray over each other, and we deliver each other, and we interrupt each other's smallness, but we do it with love and compassion, not with aggressiveness or judgment. Does that make sense? And so that's really cool how quickly that can happen. I mean, it was like within literally, I watched it happen within a few months, and I just kept saying, thank you, thank you, thank you, God. Now, the other thing is that, in order to attract what you want, you got to change what you speak. And so the first step, that was the second step, was around building your friendships, because they're critically important. They are your support system, and they're who you go to when you're excited and when you're hurting. That's who you go to. You better have a trusted source there, and don't underestimate that. And for some people, it's their masterminds. For some people, it's their families. But, for some people, like for me, I want my mastermind, I want my family, and I also want my extended friendships, okay? So now the first one, speaking. So you don't create that next level of what you want without changing the way that you speak. So the way you speak tells a crew of people if they want to be around you. So I hope that I do a great job at speaking my belief system, but also saying, hey, I can be a Christian and you can be someone who believes in New Age or Catholic or be Jewish. And I so respect that about you. You know what I mean? Like, who feels me here? Who feels like you'd like to live in a world that we could actually not kill each other or judge each other or make each other feel like we're radically wrong because of our belief system, or even like our faith? Go in the chat right now and let me know. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I want to be that safe place, but I'm also not going to pretend like I don't believe what I believe, but I also really respect other people's faith. I mean, I really respect that. I think it's so important to have faith in your life. And, obviously I believe that what I believe is the right thing for me and my family. And I'm bold about it in case it might help somebody else. And, I tried some other faiths and I had a journey with that. And I feel like, when I was reading a lot of New Age stuff, I really believe that it actually brought me to Christianity. And a lot of Christians that are judgmental, and not all Christians are judgmental, by the way, because I hang out with a lot of them that are not even close to judgmental and believe similar things. They believe like, listen, like I don't have to push my faith on you. I can still be friends with you. I might like Biden and you might like Trump, or vice versa. I might like Trump and you might like Biden. I have friends. Allison Maslin and I believe very different things about the presidency. My friend Lee and I believe very different things about the presidency. And we literally have wine together, and it's not like this topic you can't talk about. You know what I mean? And there's some things that we believe the same about government, and then there's things that we drastically don't. And we literally have the space to hear each other out. That is my vision, and it was my vision to create that in the words that I speak, which then has attracted a group of people, including a client base around me, and hopefully you as well, that we can be in each other's space and know that we're like, I'm not going to make you go read the Bible if you don't want to read the Bible. Like, it doesn't threaten your faith. Or I'm not going to make you build a business if you don't want to be an entrepreneur, right? Like, it's like somehow there's this threat that there's something wrong with us if somebody doesn't believe the same way we do, or this like we got to get on people and attack them for not believing it. And that's just not true. And guess what? We don't need to discredit each other because of believing different things either. So here's the thing. You do you, I'll do me, let other people do themselves. But like, let's find some common ground so that we can build a world that we want our children to live in, our grandchildren to live in, our nieces, our nephews, even just the next generation of humans, right? Like if we're not careful, we're going to be half robotic and half human soon. I mean, really, we need to, like, instead of be fighting each other, we need to be looking up and looking at what are policies we really want to vote on that are about the longevity of this world, not just about our own taxes. And unless that's connected to the longevity of the world. And so I'm trying to land this point and say, speak the world that you want. Right? Like, if you want a judgmental world, then be judgmental. I'm sure people could go on this thread in the comment section right now and just become massive haters. And I would hope that enough of you guys would jump and defend and like disarm them versus attack them. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of times people are haters behind closed doors because they feel very convicted in their beliefs. But here's the deal. When you lose authority, you can't land a belief. So if you really believe your belief is correct, and it's the hot topic right now, and you love people in your life that maybe don't believe what you believe, you are not going to get any ground with them if you make them wrong. So try and maybe give up the fight, give up the need to be right now, so that you could develop the relationship and the authority and the trust in the relationship, and then find a new way to go in on some of these conversations where you learn how to land them without making somebody else wrong. If you believe that you're right about things, that doesn't mean you have to be right now. It doesn't mean that you have to be quiet about what you believe. But I'll tell you, if you're getting resistance and fighting from the people around you, you need to look inward. And what do you do when people don't believe what you do? Do you defend? Do you lash out? Do you make them wrong? Do you get mad and slam doors or hang up on people? And trust me, I've kind of done all of the above. And hopefully I'm not alone on that. But I'm proud that I don't do that now. Because at some point, you get a vision. And it comes down to, if the vision is love, if the vision is family, if the vision is friendship, if the vision is a relationship, then it's not about avoiding the hard conversations. It's about building the relationship so you can have them. So the two things I wanted to leave you with today is change the way you speak, because it transforms your whole world. Get intentional because it matters. That's your leadership. And you probably hear me talk a lot about that. And then secondly, who are your friends? Who are your friends? Who are you spending time with? And, it doesn't mean that you have to abandon the friends you have to build the new group of friends that you want to build that are going to take your life to the next level. You're going to contribute to them and they're going to contribute to you. All right, I'll leave it on that. Please share this live. I think the conversation I just had is a conversation that could possibly stop some fighting in families and in maybe marriages or boyfriend, girlfriends, or, siblings, whatever, even with your customers or clients. I also think it's a way that you can open up dialogue, maybe with your audiences and your clients and things like that, and provide a safe place because currently people are afraid to speak up about what they believe. And they're afraid to speak up about what they believe because there's so much condemnation right now. And it's just time we stop. We're losing authority with each other. So learn how to land the communication. But first, you better think about building the authority to create a platform that's neutral to be able to have the conversation intelligently. All right, you guys, so much love. Share this live with someone, please, right now. Shoot me a comment. Let me know what landed for you. And do you agree with me or do you disagree with what I just talked about? All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.